who come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
All right, people, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the coach's desk. It's another live, my people, and it's the second night of the weekend's triple treat. Yeah. So give thanks to all the people who constantly support the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, so that you can become a part of the coach's desk family. I don't intend for this video to be a very long one. I'm having some allergy issues. So we're just gonna be doing the preview, St. Kitts and Nevis versus the Reggae Boyz. We look to top the group, hence we want to score a lot of goals tomorrow. We're not easing up. We should not ease up. We should just go in for those vital goals that would give us, group honors and set us on our way. All right. So, welcome on and all. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Tell a friend to tell a friend about us. And we want to talk a little bit on that 6-0 jobbing of the U23 CAC game. I mean, I tell you, time ticking, time bomb ticking. Yeah, I can't understand whether, but there's a lot of things happening still now, people. A lot of things happening because a big delegation gone to the Gold Cup, and I think some of these, or at least one of these coaches, could have, you know, been at the CAC game. I don't know what your thoughts are, especially the likes of John Wall. But of course, I guess they're giving everything to this Gold Cup campaign. You get me? So I can suspect that that would have been the reason that everybody is not there. But it's disgraceful for us picking up 6. That is, even if we lose, but by so many goals. That's unheard of, man. That's unheard of. You get what I say? That's unheard of. But it is what it is, people. I'm kind of sniffling. I don't know if you hear the sound of my voice, but this allergy thing. But anyways, that soldier I thought probably half an hour to 45 minutes and see what happened. Let me check out some of the comment section, the messages in the comment section before I actually move on. All right. S. Sharon, big up yourself, keep pressing, coach. Toki, big up yourself. King Job, blessings. GSC in the building, big up yourself. Shane Sutherland, big up yourself. It is me, or is it our pressers with Coach Grimmer more lengthy than everyone else? Yeah, man. Remember saying that, man. Jamaican journalists, they have a lot of questions to ask, So, yeah, man, our press conference normally longer than the others. Somebody not too interested in a St. Kitts, so it's a 4 minutes. Somebody not too interested in a that TNT 6 minutes. while I was at some half an hour and them thing. You get me? I guess the Reggae Boyz it draws a lot of interest to Jason. Jobless, what go on? Yeah, man, big up Jobless. You don't know it there now. Um, not through the kitchen sink at the Gold Cup. Yeah, nothing on Ethan. Russian Bogle. Yeah, man, we have been speaking about Ethan Pinnock. His wife is not well enough. So it's a touch and go for Ethan Pinnock if he will be there. The young Reggae Boyz got 6 man CAC team. Where the Brendan, Rockford, big up yourself. Yeah, the TNT, like, I think it was 6 minutes, 20 seconds. And the post one was 3 minutes something. St. Kitts coach get one question and goalie get one. And the press are done. Yeah, no joke, Jason. That's, I guess, Jamaican football is a very interesting thing. So there's a lot to talk about where the Reggae Boyz is concerned. Mm-hmm. Reggae girls might get six in the World Cup if they play a top team. Why you think so, Brendan? Hey, YouTube. That's something here for a long time now. YouTube, send out me notification on YouTube. Where you going with? YouTube, and if you stop that something there, man. When we set the video them for early YouTube, and if you send out the notification. Now you deal with YouTube. Think a game YouTube. Sports. Alright. So, Art of Love, big up yourself. Yeah, man, that we're gonna talk about tonight, Art of Love. Mm. Fresh God, big up yourself. Capo in the building. Jensek is here. That is what Jason, but I was ashamed to ask what is CSC. Ah, the Bridget, you did. I must. Anyways, let me leave Bridget tonight. I want Honduras or something they give with 6-0. I don't remember one of them team, the Central American team. People, the phone line open, you know. So they help me tonight, because I don't think me can hold for talking. It's you, it's YouTube. YouTube. Jupiter Saturn, what go on? Hot Chili, big up yourself. MPEC, what go on? Big up Worm. And the whole MPEC team. The whole Clarendon team. Big up on yourself. Yeah, Costa Rica give them 6-0. Brain Drain say, can I ask a question that some would say is mix up? Ask a question, no man. We don't stop people from asking questions. Arthur loves the Costa Rica. Jason Guna, big up yourself. Costa Rica give us 6. Man, them say 6 is real. Big up yourself, Jones Pen. So here we have to take it out back on a Spice Island and send kids enough. Mm. Yeah, man, we have to take it out for the Spice Island. Eddie Vision, what go on? Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Hey, people then cuss me at the first half of the video, you know, man. Say, oh no, son, and this a joke thing. But you see, when each time it's like we do that something we have to change the setting. And we do it for one setting and then we try on the same setting and then we not hear no sound. So every time we have to toggle the thing. So that's why we not hear never get no sound in the first section of the press conference. Is Grant Cataract's cousin? You know me no know brain drain. Cataracts I'm cousin. So that we have to work with. Yeah, that them call them I seen kids are Grenada. I don't remember which one of them. Grenada. To that T got strong. Oh, big up yourself, Mr. Loudmouth. T got. Big up yourself. Happy Earth strong, you know. A Grenada is Spice Island, man. I missed it, man. We need 6 to 7 clear goals against St. Kitts because I see US beating Trinidad by 2 or 3 clear goals. St. Kitts, a sugar island, yeah, man. Yeah. We need a sweet win. Sugar and spice. And all that nice. All right. So going into this game, people, I believe that the coach might rest some players. I think Damian Lowry missed that match. He got 2 consecutive yellow cards. So it might be a case where he missed the game. All right. Yeah, but for the most part, with the strength that Jamaica has, I don't believe any change up that we make. I hear the coach said some of the players are similar in ilk. So whatever changes are made, it won't derail the team that much, especially against a team like a St. Kitts. Yeah? But listen me, hear me now. Jamaica going up against St. Kitts and Nevis. Hey, listen. We know football is a game where you show respect to the opponent. But we are going to maul them. And we not itch. We're not supposed to hold up. We're not supposed to restrain the amount of goal we score. We should go into the game and turn on the goal machine. Yeah, man, and that we need to do. Go in the game, turn on the goal machine. We don't care who St. Kitts is. We just turn on the machine and score some whole goal against them. Sorry, St. Kitts, but are you up on the wrong end of the spectrum right now? You get what I say? No ease up on St. Kitts. Reggae Boyz, big up on yourself. I know some of you might be watching this stream, but I tell you, no ease up. Do not ease up on the Sugar Boys. Yeah, man. Tomorrow we're supposed to go in and a bag. I am looking for like 6 goals and up. So every opportunity where we get, me I gonna count them. We're supposed to be scoring goals. So if we get 5 opportunities in the first half, 5. If we get 5 in the second half, you get what I say? No ease up. We not ease up. Straight acceleration. We just make them count. Hey, you see this. Listen, man. A boundaries one, and me not talk 4. Me I talk over the boundary. So I pay 6 with fair job tomorrow. 6 and over. Because it is crucial how we finish in this in this game. Yeah? It is important how many goals we finish in this game. Because the more goals we score, it is going to be a better draw for us if we win the group. So the Sugar Boys are not supposed to have no bag leave. Because when the Reggae Boys trample them back there, all Sugar gonna run out. You see me I say? Yeah, man.
Coach, good night, coach. They are from Shirley. But if I sugar, we have insulin. Get the right sugar level. But, coach, what kind of domino we are playing? You have to go on until you broke the 6? Or we can put 6 and then put some more upon the 6?
Yo, Cataract, me no want less than 6.
No, but less than 6 can't help we.
No.
No, but less than 6 can't help us, coach, because the Soca Warrior, the Calypso Boys, the Carnival Boys, they might get a whopping. So we have to put on the 2 goals early to catch up the USA, because USA went 6-love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to put on like 3 goals to get the 6 advantage and bring back the goal difference even. So I would be thinking that before the US score, we should try and get 3 in quick and then keep the game ticking over, because you know that message is going to be flowing between both games. So it's tension on the line. But what I would like to say though is that I think that everything is in Jamaica's favor, because we are playing the weakest team in the group, and if they're the proverbial whipping boys, then we need to whip them. So it is what it is. I think some players can take up individual motivation. Mikel Antonio might try to come off the mark now and just put in a hat trick and, chalk off the 2 games that just went. Leon Bailey has some misses that he might want to, give us the goals for those misses. And then the main thing knowing a coach is when the changes come in the second half, where Corey Burke and Boza, they've got to get themselves together and get on the. And
you think the coach has started a strong team?
No, but he has to, because of the position that we find ourselves in. Mm-hmm. I think, unfortunately, if we had put 6, if we had put away those chances and given Trinidad 6, he could have then relied on relaxing his players. Give Whisper a start, give Boza a start, rest Mikel, so that when Mikel comes on, he's playing against tired legs, he's not playing against fresh legs. What's the change? You bring Daniel Johnson on and rest Bobby Reid in the attacking midfield?
That could work. But I think Damian Lowe got 2 yellow cards in consecutive games.
No,
right?
he's out for the game.
So he's out for that game. So
obviously,
I think there's gonna be a change. Mops is gonna come back in.
I think Damian Lowe took a strategic yellow card to miss the Celtics game.
Nah, he did not. The man when the man had the ball and the man get the yellow card, the man I wonder if the referee. You see the referee is a madman.
Okay.
I know him strategically take that yellow card. I don't think so, because I wonder what going.
Because cards are not written off after the group stage, They carry forward.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unlike some other tournaments. Some other tournaments, you wipe the cards clean when you come out of the group stage.
First one, right? Yeah. Because you're going straight to quarterfinals, so it should be a case where them did probably
because there's no round of 16 that you would allow it to double up. Coach, we have insulin for the boy, them, man. And I hope Jamaica is ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, St. Kitts, I don't have any problem with St. Kitts. I don't have any problem. I think they have exceeded their expectations. They have performed creditably, and they deserve to be in the group because they made it through the preliminary stage against more fancied opposition, right? And so kudos to St. Kitts and Nevis. Me just like the Soca Warriors. Those I don't understand this love that all of a sudden some Jamaican YouTubers and stuff have for the Soca Warriors, and everybody must be respectful and this and them. They are our perennial Caribbean rivals, and we are the kings of the Caribbean. And they are always trying to knock us off our perch.
Yeah.
So I would have hoped that they would have gotten the 6 or 7, but unfortunately, it looked like St. Kitts have to get it.
Definitely. We have to be very careful to Qatar. But you make a statement about deliberately get a card. I don't think that happens still. But anyways, we'll move past that. What I have to say though, we have to be very careful.
No, I was asking coach because some players strategically take a card. If you know you can miss this game and go to the finals. Like for example, some players know you're on the 2 yellow card and you play in the quarterfinal. You rather miss the semi-final and turn up in the final rather than miss the final. Sometimes people take strategic cards. I was just asking. I didn't know.
No, it sounded as if you made
asking. I was asking. No, man.
Okay.
Come here. We had the G talk after the game. If I said it like that, but I just saw the game on television, and I wondered. That's all. I just asking questions.
No, I don't think that happened. I do believe though we have to be very careful going into these games because we have to be mindful of how. And you see that might show us off our game, because all them referee are ref the game still, I like it enough, to be honest, I like it.
I want to ask again, coach, based on how you are seeing it on the TV, I know when we in the stadium, we just accost the referee from start to finish. Who I look for a green card, from who I look for one nice pretty girl at Carnival next year. We don't know. But nobody ever seems to ref in Jamaica's favor.
I don't know why.
Do you believe that it's because of our injection of Premier League stars that there's some bad mind?
No.
They don't. So why this?
It happened a long time, Qatar. It happened a long time.
No, but I know the Damian Lowe goal that was chalked up against USA in the USA.
Yeah, remember I say even when Anandilo and them man they used to play in Qatar, them used to have some bad calls against us, man. So it has been a perennial thing. I don't believe it just started because of the injection of these top players that we would have gotten. No, a long time it has gone on, but more and more it has been highlighted because of these forums and platforms. In the past, me and you probably would have dip on a corner where I watch the ball and they would talk about, yo, them referee there, this and that. But now, more voices are going towards it in a public setting and a worldwide setting, because these vlogs or videos, they go worldwide. You understand? And it is I think from in recent past, it probably is seen that we're a little bit on the rough and the tougher side when it comes on to our tackling, when it comes on to this, when it comes on to that. So it might be one of those things. But some of the calls have been atrocious. I don't like them. Remember, I think I was watching a game the other day on the JFF web live YouTube channel. I think it was a game with Shamarnik when Shamarnik was to score. But before that, I was seeing an highlight of the Gold Cup thing. You remember when the ball licked Shorty Malcolm and outside? I don't remember if I Shorty Malcolm. But
outside the penalty box in Washington.
The penalty box in Washington.
Not even near.
So that's a long time them things that are going against the Reggae Boyz.
Okay, so you like to talk about solution. Coach, do you think it's the time that the General Secretary and the President should lobby CONCACAF that for the Gold Cup, we have external referees, maybe from Ball, come through and UEFA, that they are totally nothing to do with the thing. Because if you have a Mexican ref, a Mexican ref coach, and I'm just asking, I'm not impugning the referees, and they is a crucial game between maybe Jamaica and USA, and you would prefer to meet Jamaica. It calls into question.
I think it's a good point you're making, Qatar, but I think it might be far-fetched because they would want to develop the referee in our region. Because if you go for referee outside of the region, our Jamaican cohort of referees would not be getting opportunity to ref in the Gold Cup to develop their craft. And that hasn't been happening. Daniel Parchment and others have been there, reffing games and all that, and being on the sideline as assistant referee. So it is a good point, but then you have to look at the development of the referees in our region. You don't want them to be in our region and just be doing their local leagues and all of that. And when it comes on to tournaments like these, I think these are the tournaments that you unleash our best referees, even though there might be some biases towards some team, but trust me, equity should be a part of it. So that has to do with the governing body of the referee in the region. They have to ensure that some equity is a part of this thing, and these bad calls. What do they do when bad calls are made? How do they go about punishing? Might be a strong word, but how do they go about punishing referees who make blatant? Is it that they have the VAR to assist? Like the other day when they were saying a penalty against Jamaica in the Trinidad game. I mean, that was atrocious. And it could be seen as a penalty. But it was a good thing that we had a VAR, because multiple replays from different angles show that the ball didn't touch him on. You get what I said? So I don't know what they're going to do where that is concerned, but the refereeing thing, we need to lift the refereeing in the area. Referee around the world make bad calls, and don't get me wrong. Is it a case also where we seen it from a Jamaican standpoint?
Where
we are just being biased, but it cannot be, because we just have to the blatant calls them when it make no sense.
But coach, let me ask a question. You make a good point about the development, and that's a very, very strong point. Very, 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 very strong and astute point. But I would ask, couldn't we work it in the same way that we have an exchange for CONCACAF teams going to play in the Copa America, and we might have some South American teams coming to play we'll have them playing in the CAC games. Could we not exchange officials?
Yeah, that could be something that they look into.
It's not that they're not going to referee tournaments, but it's not tournaments where your home country is impacted. That's an idea. But on the other things, I don't think it's that we're being biased. I think some of the calls are just bad. But what I don't think in CONCACAF, and maybe other people can say, the man in our chat, I can't really see the chat, right? But say me this. Is there that I know in England, in the Premier League, if you make a bad call that's blatant, you are taken off the rotation and sent to go referee at the Championship or League One.
Yeah.
But is there that same level of accountability? So if a referee makes a blatantly bad call in the Gold Cup, is he struck from being a elite level referee, refereeing the elite level matches? I don't know.
Qatar, and that's where I also indicated and put in an added thing to it, is that what would save some of them is the advent of the VAR. So like the penalty call that was given against us versus Trinidad, when the ball clearly hit Damian Lowe on the side of his face. the VAR would have really polished that as not being a penalty. But you're certainly right. After such, what sort of process those referees will go through, having made that call and been saved by the VAR again? You get what I said? So you have a point there. Something them can look into, swap referees for different regions and so forth. But I probably need to get a referee on so that we can have a discussion where that is concerned. So if Pachi listen, we soon link your Pachi. Brinjan, big up yourself for that upgrade of super chat. Well, a sticker this. Continue to send the stickers, Brinjan. $20. Big up yourself. Yeah, so as we were saying earlier, people, I think we should approach this game ruthless. Like Katarak is saying and others, is that we should not dwindle down, so to speak, the starting level. We should continue to use the top tier or the number one starting team that we have been using, so that the chemistry will still be there, and then we can conjure up some goals. The partnership up front seems to be working, the trio, and if we get some goals into the back of the net, then it will spare us. One thing I also want us to be aware of is that we should not allow this team to score on us. There's no way this team that has not scored in the tournament so far should come and score against Jamaica. If that happens, trust me, that would be unacceptable from me, from my standpoint. No, that team are not supporting. Them team are not support them sugar bag supposed to stay and feed them off. You understand? So what Bridget said, no way or no way, no how. What Bridget I said? Oh boy. Yeah man. So that is one of the things that I am looking forward to. That no goals will be scored against us by this team. None at all. They're not supposed to give our defenders no problem. They're not supposed to get in a corner. We're supposed to camp out in them half. Because we need 6 goals and more. The least we need is 6 goals. So again, starting one of our the same team except Damian Lowe going into this game, I think that is the way that we should go. Will the coach do it? I don't know. He makes talk in the press conference about the players, whichever player we use from the back line, then we should basically
So coach, I think there are a couple of serious footballing questions you must tackle in this preview.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you put as the back two? Does Adrian Mariappa come back in, or would you revert Joel Latibadir to his accustomed centre back position and just have a single CDM in Kevin Lambert, since we're going for the games, and have both Daniel Johnson and Bobby Reid as attack-minded midfielders?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Mr. Fresh just answer that question. He said that I can see DJ coming into midfield and Joel dropping to centre back beside Bernard. So that's a good take on it. But will the coach know that he has an Adrian Mariappa and shift Joel at this juncture? It's a good. It can work, but you think the coach will juggle that right there? Even though we might be playing against
Lesser opposition?
lesser opposition or minnows. I think he'd want to keep the shape that he has, you know. And I could be wrong. I stand corrected, you know. But I think he wants to keep the shape because Latibody has been playing fairly well at this position. So you want to adjust him in the back four again, and then you move him again in a crucial quarterfinal game. I'm just looking at it from that point of view. Hold on the Qatar. We have Kadiki Gardner with a super chat. Big up yourself. A team that has nothing to lose is very dangerous. No, Kadiki.
Coach, I want you to make a note. I want you to write a list of these people. Anybody who come with a shaky argument, write a list of them. So that when the score come tomorrow night, the man them that we are weak at, we can call them out. Brother, it's only Jesus alone can save St. Kitts tomorrow. And they must would have to give a special prayer and throw some big offering in our church. Nothing shall stop the judgment. Nothing shall stop the judgment. Oh.
You're actually saying I would do that, but coach rate maps, and he might want the chemistry with Latti and Lambert. And that me thinking now, because I remember they have not played a lot of games together. So the more they play together, the chemistry, it can work, you know, like I said, because of who Latti Bodier is. But looking at the whole chemistry, as Rob Smith says, still the coach trusts the squad that he has. So anything him do will work.
But and then we're just looking at options. We are not the coach. Sometimes some people react like if we are going pick. We are just throwing out some things to people, to the man. Them can say, oh, because there are other options, coach. Javane Brown plays centre back at certain times. I understand. I don't watch USL, but I understand that Kevin Lambert is playing centre back at his club.
Yeah, that's true.
So you could drop Kevin Lambert back alongside Deshaun Bernard and bring in John Russell to partner Latiba there. Which is the best option in the mix? Or is the best option just to slot in Maps as a man-for-man central defender?
Well, I don't know Qatar. That's what I'm saying. Anybody him use, I think he's quite comfortable with how his setup is going to be. Because it look like the team understand what he's asking and what his desire is for them on the field of play.
But all right, so let me ask you, do you think that different circumstances require different formation, different approach? Where the task is to beat St. Kitts by a huge margin, at least two, well, it has to be at least 2 goals more, 3 goals more than what the United States beat Trinidad by. That is the mathematics. Am I correct? We have to score 3 more goals than the USA. Right? Now, in that case, would you want to retain the more defensive posture of 2 defensive central midfielders? Or would you want to bring in a more attack-minded midfielder to rack up the numbers? But the other thing
that's another thing to look at too.
The other thing you could say, coach, is that maybe the coach might say, look, we had chances to go 7 against Trinidad. So maybe just let me stick with this.
Right.
And just tell the men up front
finish
to fix up your laser and get the bullseye and finish. So which are the options the man them would I want to see? Which are the options a coach can look through some comments, because I can't see them. Which option you would go with, coach? Which option you would love to see?
For me, to be honest, if we're going on the front foot, I am not I am not in favor of how the last game that Adrian played. He was a little bit unsure, tentative, but because of the team that will be playing, slotting him in, I don't think it will be an issue. So with the defensive mind midfielders that you spoke about in Lambert and Latti, that's Joel. We still created a lot of chances. We just never scored them. We just never finished. So the onus now is on the top, the front side of the team to actually put away the chances. So for me, I would not make the changes in the starting 11 except for Damian Lowe. I'd put in Adrian Mariappa. Now, depending on the objective, the first half objective, because I know some coaches, they set objectives first half and second half objective, and then everything combines into a game objective. So what I think, or I believe, if they get the objective for the first half by scoring at least 4 or 5 goals, then they might make the changes early second half, and then we hope to get another 3 goals. So that would be about, well, as I said, I want more than 6. So at least 7, 8 goals. Hopefully, we can capitalize, we can finish. In the second half versus Trinidad, Jamaica played. Some people say our game dropped, but when you look at it, we played well. We just did not score the goals because we created a lot of chances in the second half.
We created more chances in the second half than we created in the first. So sometimes I don't think people watch the game, you know.
So when person said the game dropped in the second half, I can understand, because not making use of the opportunity, we could see that as the game dropping. Yeah? But based off the amount of chances that we created, if we had put them away, then the first half would have looked like a little minute to the second half. And what I need to see is clinical players, ruthless players that will go out there and do the job and get the ball in the back of the net. So I'm not going to follow the masses that say, oh, second half was horrible. No, we created the chances in the second half. We just didn't score them. So we just need to camp out in them half, score the amount of goals in the first half. Second half, the coach is going to talk at the halftime. Boom. If we get 3 more goals, boom, that is good. Or every single chance that we create, take them and let's see the amount of goals that we score. Because I don't see this team limiting Jamaica's chances.
Well,
Hold on, Qatar, can I hear me clear? People.
Yeah, I'm hearing you clear. I'm hearing you.
Somebody say my mic no sound right. People check. Probably I'm a voice here sound away in
I'm on checking earphones. You're coming in loud and clear. In California, loud and clear you're coming, coach. Coach, let me throw another one out.
Mm-hmm.
Could we just sit out Damian Lowe and play 3 at the back? No wonder you're just speechless, coach.
Which 3?
Amari Bell, Deshaun Bernard and Dexter or Javian.
That kind of risk is still in a but it could be an option.
It does sound safe.
But again, Qatar, it basically who we playing against,
Yeah, but it shows the talent, the pool that we have. So there are options. But I want it. No, seriously.
No,
3 at the back.
Simple.
3 at the back. What the man them think about 3 at the back?
Qatar knows that Low can't play simplified cinema.
No, I just said that. I said Deshaun Bernard, Amari Bell to the left, Deshaun Bernard to the right, and Javian Brown. Sorry, Deshaun Bernard in the center and Javian Brown as the right-sided central defender.
I think he said that since that Low is out. I think that's something like that he said.
Yes, since Low is out, we just don't bring in maps for Low. Just
I'm
bring in
bringing that
Daniel
prayer back,
Johnson
right?
into the midfield and play 3-4-3.
Man, boy, that's our next option. But will the coach do that? I don't know. But we have a call online.
Yeah,
Caller,
man, got
welcome
you,
to the
caller.
show. We're there, I know. One P phone. You're live, you know, brother. The amount of call we get, we never know who a call, but the
When I
calls
hear the
them
phone,
come
coach,
in rapid. Huh?
I'm not hearing the caller.
You not hear the caller?
No.
People not hear the caller? Hold on there, Robert. Oh, them not hear, you know. I don't know. It look like something to your phone for real because yeah, but everything connect. Me I hear you through this. Check, talk again. No, look at them now here, Robert. I go see if I can call them back. Yeah, man. Look like from last evening that something happened. Yeah, go to Qatar.
No, I was just waiting to see as you look up what the man them think about the three at the back and the one overloading the midfield. Could I hear some comments on that? I don't know if coach can bring them up on the screen.
People, what your thoughts about the three at
Three at the back.
Three at the back.
And overload the midfield. And overload the midfield with the extra with Daniel Johnson. That is like I'm calling him out by name, Daniel Johnson.
All right. That's really saying this coach won't experiment in a tournament. And
You know, hear you, coach.
You know, hear me?
No, but didn't coach say against when we were playing in Austria, he wanted to try out more than one formation to be ready in the to be ready in case of in case of the need to shift tactics in a tournament. I thought that's what we went to Asia to do, to Australia to do, sorry, to try different things and give players a feel for more than one formation depending on what was needed. But
check.
Coach?
It
Man,
sound different.
May I hear you, coach? May I hear you?
People, it sound different
But
than
now I hear
tell
the
me what
caller.
going.
Coach, it sound just the same.
It sound just the same?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me, people in the comment section.
It sound just the same, coach. One Mug Street badness.
All right, them say it good or no?
Monk Street and a Punk Street. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Monk Street and a Punk Street, man.
So but I want a man feel like Jamaica the Punk side. You understand? But coach, I want to ask a question. What is this thing? I get a vibe that we who it's like we can't celebrate the good performance of Reggae Boy. Like some people want to dumb us down. Like every day we must be critical, and when we see good things, we can't just shout from the mountaintop.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, so, when you shout from the mountaintop, a man I tell you say hype. Tell a man say hype and bossy. When the cup coming, I want a man come try to drink the champagne out of the cup, you know, whenever I carry the line, you know. Whap them and zap them, coach. That's what we have to do. We have to be ruthless. I think that's the real word. You have to be ruthless.
Yeah,
and
man.
our strikers have to be clinical. We can't take our foot. We can't really take our foot off the gas. Right. Okay, I hear in the call.
Yeah, the ringing now, Qatar.
Yeah, hearing the ringing, yeah.
All right, caller. Welcome back. We saw out the sound and
you hear me now?
Yeah, I was hearing it, but the people never hear you.
Cataract, I hear me now.
Yeah, man. Cataract, say my ear, you know.
Yeah, man, you come through the Twitter. Put some bass in it.
Alright.
Put some bass in your voice.
What happened is that I changed the setting.
So I go and watch it going for
Hold on, Robert. What happened is that I changed the setting so that the audio could go through for the press conference. Now, me turn on the audio output device, and I think you would have just automatically change back. But obviously it didn't.
Oh.
But it's up and running now. Big up yourself, Drew Fortis. You actually indicated that something was wrong. all right, Drew Fortis. Big up yourself. Go ahead, Robert.
Me just just allow the calling thing for a while and just go and watch it going for. But coach, at time, the reason why I call it, at time for we just, no matter who we are going to play in the CONCACAF, you know, at time for we just play some football, and any team we meet, we just try to beat them team. Because if we don't start beat them team, we're not going to know. You understand? And we stop trying to look the easier way through. We don't want to base the team off on an easier way through. As Daniel said in the interview, anything we just do a thing, we main focus is to win the game. And if we stop talking about I want to go back up in Canada, or we don't want to back up there. At times we just start beat Canada and beat Mexico, brother. If we can't beat them team there and US, we're not going nowhere.
Here's where I disagree. Here's where I disagree with you, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, when it comes to tournament, everybody will play for the easier route. Because your aim is to go to the final. And that is human tendency. Of course, you're going to want to take the easier route. I agree with you, though, that any team come in front of us, we should, play against them.
If we play for beat them,
and
man.
beat them. Of course, we always go play for beat them. But if you have a chart and you can chart an easier way to go through to the tournament final, why not take up that route?
But we don't know if that were easier, coach. I talk about we don't know if
that we are telling you there's an easier route. Yeah. Avoid certain teams.
Every side improve, we can go we can have a bad day out there and a lower team beat you, and knock you out same way,
No, but no lower team now guy I semi or the quarterfinal.
Like me I try to tell you, so we just have to just know, so we have a mindset to say, boy, anything come there. This is what I say.
But Robert, you want to top your group at any cost.
All time.
You want to top
no, but
your
I don't,
group.
Coach, I don't think that's what Robert is saying. What I think that Robert is saying is that we must be fearless. And whosoever, any team come, same treatment. So if a Mexico come at the same 6-1, get them.
And
that is what I think he's saying. But nobody chooses to go the hardest route through the tournament by losing.
Right. That does not have the difference I have with the situation. I agree with him. Anybody come on the pitch to play was supposed to be ruthless enough to kick off any phase. But in tournaments, of course, if you win your group, you're in a situation where you're gonna play the second team in the other group where you're gonna join up with. And that is much better than coming second in the group and play the top team in our next something there. So you set out goals and objectives when you go through a tournament, different from when you play a 1.5 game. You understand?
Yeah, but the reason why I'm still not coach.
Mm-hmm.
Even look on the under 17 and under 20. You hear them say, boy, I don't want to go back up in the other side. I want to go come third in the group to play that the side.
Yeah.
I mean, I say at time we just stop talk about that. If we want to improve on football, we just have to start fight. We just start fight and say, boy, anything come just dead, sir. We just want anything that CONCACAF. That's the only way we are going to top CONCACAF.
Yeah, make them fear with.
And it's good. Yeah, and we don't want to do no experiment in a tournament neither. We just want to play some football. You see what I say? We don't do that definitely 2 friendly games and this coach him say friendly have to try things. When him in a tournament and the real deal him come with. So I say when him come to the competitive game them. So we just say, boy, yeah, me if we fuck Canada, Hey, Canada right now, Canada is there for the taking in the port.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, yeah, Canada side not all that strong, brother. So even them they're there for the taking right now. Mexico, me know say Mexico have a fear for you right now. Cause we're going to ask this go nearly beat them if my boy didn't give it a penalty today. You see what I say?
Mm.
The only thing right now when me worry about are the referee. Trust me.
But if you're gonna say we're gonna be ruthless and just play some ball, once we book a team, we kick out them face, even when the bad calls are come against us.
No man, but the referee can't. You know, say enough people know say referee can't change a game for your coach.
Of course, we know that.
Referee can just make some bad decision in a game and soak up your team, you know, brother. I tell you that, you know. I tell you that. I just that me fear the referee, brother. I fear them, brother, in a CONCACAF, brother. I tell you.
We don't like
Come
how them
like
a
them,
move it
them
through.
it's like them have a pick for Jamaica side, brother. I like CONCACAF I tell them say boy Mexico or US have to in at the final. And we don't like them something there, brother. If you give everybody them fair opportunity, them fair chance, for either win or lose, brother. But also referee them afraid of, brother. Trust me. I don't want to pass judgment on them, but they need to do better. You understand? But today I go and watch some football and we just hope we win tomorrow, and which we know say we can win. We should win. But the ball round, as everybody will say the ball round. But at times Jamaica just know say boy, yeah, deal with everybody the same way.
Robert, level, Robert. Robert, are you just say if you deal with everybody,
Brother,
brawling, so
deal with
how
everybody
ball
the
roll
same
coming at
way.
this, brother?
Sometimes
The ball
cataract,
around
you
a
know, you
little
can have
more.
bad days.
Saint
Bad
Kitts
days, you know,
can't get
bad
it.
days, you take care, you know.
Saint
You
Kitts
know, say them
can't
can get it,
escape
but
the
me just tell you, say,
judgment.
me just walk, me know I put it, me not gonna, me not put the, me not blast you myself to the kind of way to cataract, but let me see what I go and make us see. Just deal with it, if you deal with the thing and move along. You understand? But like the passion you have still, but you know, remember Trinidad did draw with Mexico, you know, when Mexico they on top like that last World Cup. You know.
Yeah, man, at that Andre did say over per Mannings, man. But what am I say nowadays now? He might talk very speaky spooky. Me I know
Yeah, but
Mexico.
I try to show you say
Run up in my
I try
side,
to show
but
you
you
say
come to draw.
there are games where me I tell you everything just go against you. You lick crossbar, you lick it, you do this, you do that, and all you try is like everything just come against you. So you have to just know, say you just want the best of the boys, man. We are a better team, and we should win. So I just say go.
All right, bossy. But me I tell you, say, if me have to worry about Saint Kitts, it might as well me just pack up and come to
Nah,
Jamaica
worry
right
about
now.
it. Cataract is not about worry about.
Because
Nah,
bother
worry
team
about
them
it.
there in the next round, you
Nah,
know. So
worry
me
about them.
can't worry about no, me no. Me no shall get
Nah,
the
worry
pillow.
about Celtics, brother.
Nah, worry about that thing.
Me not worry about it. We just want to know so go for the field and have a good day. And the player them just play and win the match. And me no matter if a 2 love, 3 love, 4 love, me no matter. Win the match, brother. And come on and go over the next one and whoever we fuck, we just have the same intention to beat them too. That's the only way we are gonna reach. That's the only way we are gonna win this Gold Cup. It's just that anything come in front of we,
Dead.
must dead.
Brawling. All
Yeah.
right.
That
And if
me I
a guy
talk
now
about.
say win, I bet a guy not say that. Respect,
Yeah, so
Robert.
me I say,
Coach.
so me no business who want play, who want come. I just that me want to know if a Mexico, Canada, anybody, Panama, but me will want to hold back again. Remember me tell you. They say them drinks free, but me I tell you say anytime we walk Panama in then I gonna like for them all again. Tell me, I tell you.
And them want book back for real, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, want book them back,
Them
man.
want
Oh,
book
me want stay. No, coach, I am changing the GPS. I want to stay wide up Panama.
Where?
No, Panama the bogey team. I want to stay wide up Panama. Me not go Panama road, you know.
Nah, you know, why
Me a turn off. Me, I am turning off right here. I am turning off right here. Catch you at the next stoplight. The only team who want to hold my coach is USA. I would like to meet the USA in the finals. That's the team I want to meet. I want to beat the US on US soil. Kings of CONCACAF.
You know, I go when they reach the final in the US too. You go play US and you go play the referee.
And you go play the 12th man. You go play everything. But let me ask you something. If Jamaica meets the USA in the finals and beats the USA, let's say 2-0 or 2-1, who has the title of Kings of CONCACAF? I put that question to Robert.
No, USA, brother. Remember them all say, I know US strong team, brother. So you have to just look for the answer. Remember them all say,
yeah, that's going to be the
not
excuse.
USA strong team. That will be the excuse, Cataract. We just have to start think about kicking out US to face the Nation League when all of them big players come. So I say, that's how we have to go start to kick out them face when time with them big players them, because right now if USA lose this a Gold Cup or them not reach the final, them all say, I know a US B team. Me and man I say a US C team all a little weird. I try to this the thing. I say a C team, man, B team. You understand? So you can't you now get no CONCACAF ratings right now to beat USA in the final, brother. I tell you that. But first thing I want to tell you say USA big player them not did it. So we have to just take it one day at a time, yeah. So that's what
all right.
One year at a time. One game at a time, Catara. And everybody who come just feel the pressure. You understand? Feel the pressure. I hear said 2 top midfielder come from England side in the Nation League. Yeah, man. So I hear everybody I say, no. Cataract, me don't know you start keep things secretly and out you're not talk up the things them again. Cataract, you know what go on, but you're not. Tell me. Start keep secret now. Cataract, answer that now. You not answer that.
Cataract now. But Eagle Republic make a very valid point that FIFA does not recognize B or C teams. So people are talking about C team, B team, D team, A team, Ray team, B team. I don't know what kind of team. Once a US.
Okay.
Cataract, you're back.
Yeah. It's echoing?
Well, I'm going to kick off one.
Kick off one. Kick off one, man. Yeah, coach. Robert, you're ramp rough, brother.
Yeah,
Robert, you're ramp rough to the dark.
Yo, Cataract, you're not talking things that my youth, but what they are keep secret power there, you know, because you know what going on, not talking, you know.
Yeah, ramp rough. That
brother, why you make people shut up? Yo, I know why you make people shut up them out now, because if I tell you are call out certain player who have been certain player team, you know, brother. So we need you to start.
I no time for that yet still in a Robert.
No, Robert.
We not tournament, man.
We in a tournament, Robert.
We not tournament.
We in a tournament. Me now go violate my side. But don't believe if hold on, you believe so when me then I hotel and get remember say CONCACAF pay for them room, you know. When me have to pay for my room and see the bill come, you feel like say when a man do good, me now go tell him say, yo, G. But there's a different way to approach things at this time.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the team still, look at that. I'm not talking about the team. I don't want you to criticize the team. or this we say,
Mm.
here say, 2 players from England are come, 2 big players from the Premier League, and know, so you know about them, you're not talk.
Let me tell you, say Demar Gray say him a come with baggage, man.
Yeah, but you're
Don't
not
talk
talk.
already. The man say him a come with luggage. Him nah come alone. But some big dogs have to come, you know. Some big dogs have to come.
I remember
And
said them are a great whoop now.
no,
A great skin
look
I
here.
wear him, you know.
I would expect by the Copa Centenario, I would expect at least 2 of them are his Everton teammates to join up with him. At least. And Chippy I work past it.
Agent Chippy.
Chippy a chip where I sing. So
one thing left back a Brighton Cataract.
left back up Brighton.
No Brighton. No Brighton.
Brentford them attack.
Back from the listen, different people make different prayers. Me not hear about listen, the left back that Jamaica needs, and if we get him, all our problems are solved on the left side, is Tyreek Mitchell from Crystal Palace. And Rika Henry can't walk in a Tyreek Mitchell shoes. Tyreek Mitchell a better defender for Rika Henry. Rika Henry is better going forward. He does put some decent thing, but his defensive solidity. And I think that
I like how the brother they attacks, you know. And him put in some good crosses in the box. So I tell you. Recurring to me a good player.
No, and I said he's not a good player, and I'm saying to you that the first thing I look for in a defender is his defensive ability. Which is why people have a problem with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Right?
They say good going forward.
But coach, I want to ask you, maybe Robert's still here, and we are chop up the thing. I see somebody jump in. So
big up to Marlon. Marlon has joined.
He's back. So coach, what was the high points from you from the press conference? I couldn't join, kind of. Lots of ladies in bikinis out here in Cali, so I couldn't join you guys. I joined California.
Make we hear from Marlon first. Marlon,
Marlon, you can chip into if you heard the press conference, and coach. I will relax for a while. I just want to hear what the highlights were, and you know.
I didn't really say nothing really to say highlight that. More the coach said they want to win the game tomorrow, and it doesn't really matter where they finish, whether it's first or second, right? They will play anybody
exactly.
Right? But we all know that there's an easier route to go to the final, and looking at it now, it can be shaping out different because Guadeloupe is now looking to take over the lead in Group D. Canada plays Guatemala next, which is crucial for them. As Guadeloupe leading Cuba 4-0, which is a big surprise. So that Canada-Guadeloupe game, that Canada-Guatemala game is a key game because Guatemala has 3 points already. Canada has 1. So Canada have to win this game to stay in. If they lose to Guatemala, they basically could be out. So the tournaments, I just said,
that's Marlon. That's why I said.
I just said still, you have to just plan to play anybody's, you know. I know you basically want to avoid meeting Mexico, but Panama is gonna offer the same threat as Mexico. So we just have to see, you know, as a team, the players have to, anybody come now, they have to play them. That's how I see it. It's a knockout run. For me, reach knockout run, anything is possible.
Exactly. That's the Marlon. If we are go with the intention that we are looking the easier route sometimes, we don't know fire back, maybe just misfire back on. Because remember say the 2 semi-final with the number that US and Mexico will look out in and then 2 semi-final there, you know. When we got the 2 final, you know. We decode USA and then we decode Mexico first and then USA second. But I'm not trying to tell you.
Robert, if you notice, who have sent Jamaica home in the last
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, but we all know Marlon, I agree with you, say a USA, but we all know what was going on in that camp. Players all go to a nightclub, gone a party and all that kind of way. We know the indiscipline what went on into that Gold Cup. That Gold Cup.
No, Robert, I'm not talking about
lot of indiscipline going on. Players fighting, unity.
No, Robert, listen to Robert. Hear what I say. What you say, I say.
What I'm saying now, over the past 5 World Cup Jamaica's participating, right? We have lost 3 games. 2011 we lost to US in the quarterfinal, right? 2015 we lost to Mexico in the final. We lost to USA back in the final. We lost to US 2019 final. 2021 we lost to USA and we lost to quarterfinal. But so out of all of those games, we have lost 3 games, right? And we have lost to 3 teams. We have lost to USA 4 times. So USA.
How much US? All right, 2021. How much USD to buy?
1-0.
1-0. And would you say we had a good World Cup in that World Cup?
It wasn't the best World Cup, but I think if we are one that zone.
We all know what was going on into that World Cup, Marlon.
Robert,
we all know.
Robert, you are correct in some way, but what I would say is even with that, I think the Gold Cup came too early for Jamaica because there was an influx of players. There was serious friction in fighting. Remember some man did promise man 3 pieces of chicken, you know. You understand? Shoes and lace. So the difference with this Gold Cup is, and
unity.
I am not is I'm not gonna tell you say perfect, you know. I'm not gonna tell you say perfect, you know. But there's a respect of each player to another. When I tell you every man like every man, and I say every man a par with every man in the butt. When a player on the field, you see people cheering them on. Mr. Javier Brown did come off and Javier Brown sit down close to the field and I shout to the Mario when and man on. You understand? Long time I hear some people say man on from the bench. So everybody's looking out for everyone, and I think they are playing as a team, a 23-man team. Yeah,
I'm saying, and you find out that the coach are involved. Everybody involved to get together. He want that unit. He want build in that team person. That difference this. I say we are going to win the World Cup, you know. What I'm trying to tell
Robert, somebody are calling, you know. Hold on, somebody are calling.
Everything you say, Robert, you know. Final point, go to.
Make a final point so we can take our next call because somebody are calling.
Yeah. Me just say when me see it happen, I just this we are asked for the longest time. So you know, me know say we can't predict that we are gonna win the Gold Cup. We want to win the Gold Cup, but if we don't win it, we see the difference in this camp than the last camp. And we see that every player are come together now. And that different. Everybody wants to win. You went and told this man, you come for your next trophy. Who don't hear that? Just know that anything come dead, coach.
All right, big up yourself, Robert. Yeah, man. So the person that was calling in, you can call back in now, because the line free up. The line free up.
So while the call coming in, so you said there's nothing outrageous that came to you from the press conference, nothing of highlight.
No,
What
not to me. Not to me. Not to me.
what did Senkits have to say in their press conference?
You know, I'm not listening. But we can't let you on. We listening now. Our Marlon have something to say on it.
Marlon, we don't have to listen. No, Marlon, Uncle Marlon.
Them so afraid though.
So the coaches said that he'll be making changes. So I think most of the players that didn't play, they'll be getting a chance tomorrow to play against Jamaica. So
Okay. So that means bigger whoppings. Whoppings Thursdays. We don't say whoppings keep on a Thursday, the coach out of Catbird Pep. But look like whoppings Saturday, Sunday.
Sunday.
If you are going to bring in fringe play against Jamaica, thank you very much, Senkits. Thank you very much.
All right, we have a call online. Caller, welcome.
Big up yourself, Coach Minty.
Big up yourself, Gunners boss.
Cataract, and who else there?
Marlon,
big up yourself. Cataract, you don't know. Coach, me look for that thing here, right? And I don't know if this might be not trying to build a controversy, but no, I ask a question. Do you hear me?
No, we just a year when I say hear me.
Okay, all right then. Yeah, when I say now, right? Here's a thing now when we see it happen with Italy and the USA in an international competition. You know the basketball World Cup will come up, right? It can come back into football, but you have to hear me out. The basketball FIBA World Cup will come up, and the number one draft pick in the last year, who play for the Orlando Magic, I use him Parliament here. In 2020, him getting Italian citizenship, promised them that he was gonna play for them. But now the FIBA come up, him change him 5 days ago, him change his mind and say he will be representing Team USA. Now it is causing like a little international crisis in sports because the Italian basketball president and them people are feeling good about. So me I wonder say if one day this thing can become a problem in the soccer world and in the football world and all these things. Because what he's saying that is that them invest a whole heap of money and was expecting to make a return, knowing that is a top number one NBA draft pick and is an Italian citizen and now him let them down so like them are gonna lose money to ticket sale and all these other things. So I don't know. What you think?
I don't know if it's going to affect football. And it could affect football, but once a ball is switching now, I'll go back on it, man.
Because what they are saying, once you're committed, but what happened look like him give them word of mouth. You can look on the article. Because once you give them word of mouth, it look like because them say once you're committed to play for your country, you cannot change. That's the rule where the FIBA thing have now. So me just say I mean, I wait and see if this will affect any other sports here. If people, citizens from other countries come and get citizenship in another country, so them dual citizenship or whatever.
But Donald's boss, the rules in football are the rules in football are clear.
Yeah, you're an echo.
Now you're an echo.
Yeah, break up. Yeah.
I'm saying the rules in football are clear. If you are over 23 or over 21, or over 20, whichever the age, and you, as long as you step on the field, it's my echo.
Good as boss. The show you're not listening show at the same time.
No, man, I'm not. Oh, hold on, man. It's better now?
Talk, Qatar, my queer.
Yeah. No, I'm still hearing
the echo.
echo.
Hold on, let me put the phone. It's better now, right?
Check.
Check.
Yeah, man, are you Gunners boss? So we solve that.
All right. So I'm saying that the rules are clear. If you spend 1 minute on the field and you're over 20, is it over 23 coach or over 21?
I think at 21.
If you're over 21 and you spend 1 minute on the field, that's it. There's no turning back. And if you're under 21, you have to, if you step on the field 3 times, that's it. So you raise an interesting point that I was going to go to. So I want to ask you, Coach and Marlon, if we are leading comfortably, should the final change be to bring on Kanaya Boyce Clark and give him his first senior cap?
Yes. Cap time. Don't make him escape.
Who is this kid?
He's a goalkeeper. He's one of the goalkeepers.
Me just know of him to Cataract always that. A Cataract alone me hear call that name. I don't really remember if nobody else call that Kanaya Boyce Clark name or something like that.
He is the 3rd goalkeeper in the tournament. He was the under 20 goalkeeper. And he's in the Gold Cup squad here.
Okay. I can't say yes.
I don't.
I mean, so you use all 3 goalkeepers. So we up, if we up 6-1 or 6-2.
No, they're not score. They're not score.
They're not score. So we up, all right. So we up 6 love then. 20 minutes left in the game. What you say? So when you put on your 2nd string goalkeeper before you reach to your 3rd string?
Yeah, but the coach have, 2nd string. I guess. But somebody has saying in a comment, Qatar, who else him can commit to?
Remember, Kanaya, there has been or was talk that is he here? Won't he? Will he? Won't he? Will he? Is he dodging the call up? Remember those talks? But he's still on the radar of England. He's still on the radar of England because he's still eligible because he has not played 3 competitive senior team games. So he's still eligible. He can still switch back allegiance to England. Just the same like how Joel Latimer there played on the 17 for England and then switched to Jamaica. The switch can happen the other way.
But Cataract, he'd have to do basically something exceptional already. And I don't see him starting over Lumley in League 2. Remember, England has a long string of young goalkeepers.
Hold on, you don't hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear coach.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me ask a question now, coach. Let me ask you the panel a question. Because I know other people want to call it over me run. Because I can't sit down on the phone too comfortable while other people want to call it. Let me ask this question now. The youth now, Whisper, right? I like how him play. I would have liked to see him get more time in the game, on the team, more time. How we going to get him some more time?
I think the coach will give him some time in this game, man. A whole lot of players are gonna get rolled out in another game, man. I believe.
But I'm talking about in more like in a more competitive game. I want to see him some in USA game, and I want to see him some more in Trinidad game. But I never see much of him, and him like a shine when him come out and get it was brilliant. So I want to see more of him.
Yeah, but so remember, progressively the coach are gonna do that, you know. The man, he already said that this kid can be a game changer for the team, you know, which he did in the Trinidad game. So with that said, he might give him more game, man. But you never know the time the coach decide to use him.
Yeah, I think he will come on earlier. I think he will come on. God's boss. I think he will come on earlier. Probably get a half an hour when he can run at tired legs, because I believe that those Kitishan players will be, when Mikel Antonio finish run at them and Bailey finish run at them and Demarai finish Demarai, aka Drift, when Demarai finish Drift. Mess up in ya. We keep it. When they mess up in ya, I believe that they're gonna be out on their feet and tired. And I believe that then Whisper will come in and just put the nail. Like, you know, that's how I see it. I believe Whisper will be the first attacking change rather than the Bozers and the Shop and Corey.
Yeah, man. Whisper forget some more run. For real. So, I just that more asking. She was nice. But they are going to take it in. Hold on. Let me ask that coach a question. Me see a thing I go on. Them have a Red Bull racing track down in Jamaica. Where in Jamaica is that?
Red Bull racing track. I don't know of that.
Where them do some drifting thing when me see I go on pan Sportsmax TV earlier on in the evening here.
Yeah, I
some
think.
Live drifting.
Oh, you mean driving thing? Curious?
Yeah, this dexterity driving, yeah, drifting.
Yeah, man, I think, but I don't know where it is. What part that go on in Jamaica, man? But I don't know exactly where it is right now.
Red Bull have wings, them need to fly some of them money there in football and make help you out, like a football get bigger and low. You hear that, though? Yeah, man, all right. Catch up on the next rebound. Look more. Cataract, you don't know a big stone name. Where big stone name?
Yes, I did.
Reggae Vibration out of Philadelphia. Big bad stone. Big up yourself.
Coach, you know, so we play that song, eh?
Finding us
But I gotta give the link. No, it's not Reggae Vibration. It's the one from sorry, it's not Reggae Vibration we play. And the one where they are South Korea. Super Goal at Texas. But I'm going to drop the link. Big up yourself, sir. Every time.
People.
So, Marlon, what is that about Whisper?
Hold on. Like up the video, people. 368 people and 130 touch the like button. We're not sending up no more.
Yeah, man. I think if we are remember both games are playing at the same time. So I think regardless of course it doesn't really matter where we finish, but we know as fans and players we want to top the group, right? But you know, as players, as I said, you don't really want to talk on anyone. But if we're leading and because we have 3 goals to make up on the rest to top the table, right? So I think it all depends on halftime how both games are going. If we make up that goal difference, because I have them to win the games at least 7-0, and I have US to beat Trinidad 3-0. So we'll have 1 goal over them. So I'm looking for changes today. I'm looking for probably Gray to play like probably 45 minutes first half, and you basically bring I'm looking for Russell to start actually. Give him a run out. You probably have more control in the midfield. I probably DJ start there same way. If you're gonna use the front 4, I think DJ will start beside Lambert. So you have somebody who's a ball handler who can make those long diagonal pass and string the true pass through. But it's a game, Cataract. I think we need to go out and really show how dominant we are. US did it against them. 33 shots, 6 goals, which at halftime I was looking for around 9-0, 6-0 things as a big compliment towards them. So we just have to be ruthless tomorrow. We have to be ruthless in front of goal.
Have to, and we have to put away our chances. Once we get chances, we can't after we have scored them. Everything has to count.
Yeah, your conversion rate. And I think that is something that's been it's concerning now, right?
We have 50%, 55% conversion rate against Trinidad. So that's not really bad still. Because if you take 13 shots and have 7 on target, basically 60%. So the conversion rate wasn't bad, but we're talking missing.
No. But how you calculate it, brother? How kind of match that? A crown and anchor match that. 13 shot and 4 goal is not 50% conversion.
We're talking what goes on target.
No, you have to look at. Well, I measure it from shots.
Oh, we need to do for a shot. We go for on target, right?
No, so and also conversion rate measure. It measure by how many shots you take and how many end up in the back of the net.
Okay, you don't go down still like a bitch.
No, I'm just let me play. Let me not play like a bullheaded coach and anybody in the chat, anybody who follow football statistics. When they talk about conversion rate, are they talking about goals to shots taken or goals to shots on target? No, you're not coach. You're mute up.
It's shown to me that conversion, based on the definition of the word, it has to be goal scored. But
Yeah,
I
but
guess
goals scored me and
I
the
guess the
shot.
footballing term might be different from the
But the man them in the chat, we'll see if we can educate each other now. But I think we were wasteful. We were wasteful. And it's not, Marlon, let me ask a question. It's not only about the chances we missed, but at least two of those chances, it was easier to score than to miss.
Yeah, man. Hold on there.
Yeah, we love.
You get the conversion rate by dividing the number of goals by the number of shots. That
Right.
the conversion rate.
Okay.
So it has to be
it's not 20 shots on target.
27%.
Huh?
20% it will work out.
Okay.
And that's concerning because you're supposed, well, I guess they say you're supposed to score more than 1 in 4. That's like the minimum you're supposed to do.
1 out of 4, you normally try to get out of it.
Try to get to, yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is that, Marlon, doesn't it concern you about the type of chances we're missing? Like,
easy.
Okay, Chippy, go ahead.
It's been from Mexico game, you know. We are getting the entries in the 18 yard box, and we're not converting them.
Yeah.
And it happened in Austria as well. It happened so that's very concerning.
So it goes to show that the attacking prowess, even though we say we're not midfield, the attack is doing well. Our chances created is a big thing for us. It's just that we're not converting them.
Remember,
that is something that the coach has to look into.
No, Boza had what? Three big chances missed, right? And in the other game, same way he had them again. So I think the conversion rate is concerning. Although you score 4 goals, so you even score 4 goals, I say that you should have at least 7 out of it.
Yeah. We need to start put away our chances, man.
I don't know if you remember when I was talking before this tournament, like a couple months ago when Devon Porter was here, and I was saying, I think the biggest miss and this is the JFF is not at fault for this one, right? The JFF is not at fault.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson Clark Harris, who played for us in Catalonia and who scored 30 goals in League 2, League 1 last season. The failure between Johnson, and he has to take a good 50% of the blame, because I can tell you for certain he has every piece of document that he needs to get his citizenship. Right?
So what causing it not to?
We don't know. But I believe that is the critical player we were missing as a additional attacker. Vis-a-vis one of the other 2 number 9s that we have as an alternate. Because I don't see him missing those chances. So I don't know. And I am concerned that I haven't seen Kahim Paris, but I think the squad was named before the two Austria matches. Because I think if it was named after the 2 Austria matches, based on his performance, he wouldn't have been there. And we'd have been looking at a player like Cephas, who I think a lot of speed is on show in this Gold Cup. I don't know if you see that, coach. In terms of the teams that are winning, it's a lot of, they're playing fast.
People, like up the video. As you come in, like up the video. We can't have them good football conversation now and not like the video. You know? Well.
Coach, Cataract now rant and rave tonight, and like on the bit. So you like when I rant and rave and coach have to cut off a call, cut off a stream, and them things that. But now rant and rave tonight. Coach, can we divert a little? Can you tell us? I know we're far away, but I got some disturbing news. Is there a problem with the women's team?
It look like they one little thing I go on, so even with the money thing, we have some GoFund campaign was done, and the JFF said that they weren't aware, but they welcomed the money, and it had to do. I think they were aware initially, but when it started, they probably didn't give a go ahead because they required certain things, but the person went ahead and deal with it, and I'll be a macaroni thing I go on. Be a macaroni. So, and plus the CAC team get one.
I was good. No, I wanted to start with the women's football and then the CAC, the CAC something, because that one is of a bother to me. Marlon, any insight on the women's football? What's happening? 'Cause I just hearing some rumblings.
Well, I know the CSC team was playing this evening. They were actually 1-1 with Puerto Rico. I didn't know I didn't watch the last part to get the final score. Yeah,
why are they playing games back-to-back nights? What's happening?
Come on, the female team.
Oh, the female. No. Oh, no. Oh. Sorry. Go ahead.
They're I don't know the final score. I didn't check back on it. But they were 1-1 with Puerto Rico, and I think they lost 5-2 to El Salvador in the opening game. So the result for them is not really good. The under 22 boys they drew the first game with Honduras 1-1, which they should have won. They had a 90-minute free kick. And the game yesterday, I said it to persons, and I said Asha Hutchison is a good keeper, technically good with his foot, but somebody will find him out. And all the goal, like yesterday, it was like what a 42-yard goal that flew by his head. So the deflection, but the Costa Rican were hitting everything in the air after him. Anglin got a red card.
You think they're exploiting his height?
The first game,
Marlon, you think they might exploit him height? Check.
No, but coach, if you recall, even from the under 20, I have been one of the persons to say that I don't understand the Acha Hutchinson, because at the international level, they're not goalkeepers who are 5'8" and 5'6". That doesn't happen. So I don't know. But my bigger concern, and maybe since people have a rant, is now it was hidden from us who the coach was going to be. We couldn't get a straight answer.
It wasn't hidden from me, though, no, Qatar.
And now we find out that the same hombre who led us to under 20 devastation, his reward for that is to coach the under 23s.
Boy, it look like whole look politics thing I go on Qatar, because the question is also being asked. It's like they throw everything for the Gold Cup. That's all I can say. They throw all hands on heart on the Gold Cup wagon. You see me, I say, Qatar?
No, but we so you're telling me that we can't compete in 2 tournaments at the same time, although it's not ideal?
It no look so because I remember Mr. Chung did say there were issues with personnel, you know, that's why them drafting Manning's man and Simon. So it look like they're short because of the busy period. Apparently they are short on resources, human resources.
Coach, I don't know, Coach. God, he knows. What the man in my chat I said? Because somebody have to make it make sense to me. Somebody just make it make no sense to me, please. Please and thank you.
J. Russell, welcome to Jamaica. Is the only place to fail upwards.
The only place what?
The only place you fail upwards.
No, but Coach, no, please, somebody call him into a sensible explanation as to where Fuzzy are doing El Salvador. I am asking.
Coaching the under 23 team.
I guess we won't be having no pre or post press conferences. But back to tomorrow. I really just hope we get through the game without any card issue and without any injuries. I think if you think, no, let me pose another one to you, Coach, and the man name. You know, I'll leave out the man name in our chat. Let me pose another one to you. Should Amari Bell start, or should we continue to rest him and bring him back for the knockout round?
Amari Bell. Yeah, I would bring him back because you know, say the taxi overload and he couldn't pass certain place because I want transport authority. Hold him.
That's a coach.
So
no, hold on, coach, wheel. Because you know, see me that state of me and say same thing. I say, boy, he look like a taxi wait for one more passenger. Go to the next half. He now gonna make it much. He now let himself expose it. One already. Two and move.
So if the coach start him, I think changes will be made. Like I said, depending on how ruthless we are, I think changes will be made second half. And those changes will be early second half.
You don't think he would go the route that he went against Trinidad, which was to put Dexter at left back and keep Javane at right?
He could also go that route. But you see, the diversity of the team, though, Cataract, is that even with a taxi start and the versatility of Dexter and Latibo there, they are able to make a lot of in-game adjustments, you know. And that is a whole part tactical leeway that the coach has at his disposal, you know, because of the dynamic players that he has. You get what I say? So he said in the press conference, I think the question was asked about changing the back four. He made 2 changes. And he said that all the players are on the same level to him in his estimation. So any player goes in the back line, then definitely they are able to carry out the mandate or the instructions given. You get what I say? So it's neither here or there for the coach, from what I'm getting from him, in terms of the personnel that he has to utilize.
CD, viewers and subscribers, Cataract, big up yourself. Good night, CD.
Yeah, man, bless up.
Good to be on board this pleasant, Saturday? Rockstone, what day is it? A Saturday night?
We don't have a Sunday morning for you.
Sunday morning, I'm sleep and wake. A Sunday morning, we're there right now. I wanted to pipe up and support. Is it Fuzzy? Fuzzy. He's got a consistent record. He's consistent. He offers consistency. Cataract, remember that. What you say?
You mean consistently flop?
Correct.
Okay.
Apart from that, I have no idea. It's an unfortunate. It's unfortunate the moment that I heard that this gentleman was at the helm. I wasn't filled with confidence, shall we say? But hey, that was a heavy look at loss, 6 love, Lord have mercy. I tell you, CAC.
Reason, boss, you may not know these players, but coach, I'm going to ask it. I'm sorry, Marlon went away.
Like him internet I get trouble.
Satchwell, the youth from Stats.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays now from is Lions he plays for now? Or Portmore?
Portmore. He was at Portmore and then I think he went on a trial.
Or either way on a trial. That's why he's not in the squad.
Him get by.
No, if they go on a trial and come back and say we would hear back in the next 2 weeks, but Malachi Douglas, why is he missing from this squad?
Not sure.
Delano Splat, why is he missing from this squad?
That's a question I've asked on the show when the team was named. I'm not sure.
Dante Casanova, who came and was around the Trinidad squad, got his passport and thing, but the club had an arrangement. Why is he not in and around the squad or in the squad? What happened to Zion Scarlett, who was the second striker who was in the under 20? We know Jamari Clark is injured, so we'll have to say nothing about that. But
apparently, persons are saying that these players turned down the call up, So only Roberts, Cover,
and the youth from Middlesbrough in the back line. So we have evidence. I would like to hear it. Where is the evidence? I would really love to hear it, because you see the same way, coach, that when he picked the team, Coach Halgrimson was able to say, listen, I spoke with Ethan. He has an issue with his wife and his baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked his permission, and he said, you can go ahead and tell the Jamaican people, kind of enough. He said, the only player that turned down was Jamal Lowe, who asked not to be considered. Right? He went through and gave us an explanation. Now, why is the same level of professionalism consistent with the under 23? So, Marla, you forward back. May I ask why Malachi? What is there any reason why Malachi Douglas, Satchel, Zion Scarlett, Delano Splat, and Dante Casanova are not a part of the under 23 setup?
Them turned on a team, Catara.
And this was confirmed by whom? Coach?
AM Henry said Mr. Speed said it on Manning's one show.
Mr. Speed said it on Manning's man show. Okay. Cool. So Malachi Douglas turned on an international call-up?
No, not him. Yeah, I thought the overseas.
No, but that is precisely why there are two. I spoke about two domestic players, one US-based player, and 2 overseas players. So it's not like an England thing, me I go. But I am asking, if a Jamaican player who not earning nothing too tough for him club turned on a call-up to represent Jamaica and the per diem them?
I don't know about Malachi.
Malachi and Satchel.
Yeah. No, Satchel that Europe. I not tell you that, Catara.
He's gone to Europe?
Yeah, man, in the Europe. Man.
There's only 2 players that plays that Asher Hutchison and Blake. They're the only 2 players that play actually, and both of them are playing the JPL. So, but there's a lot of question mark about the selection still, because I know Zion got a knock, so I think he wasn't available. And I don't know, Casanova, from what I heard, he wasn't going to be available as well. But Splat was the first squad that was named. Splat name was in it as well. But the only thing I've seen positive so far Brandon Cover have showed up, and I think we have a midfielder for the future.
Mm-hmm.
The first game he was excellent until he got a knock and came off. Grant seems okay. I haven't seen much of him. The yesterday game I couldn't judge him off it because the whole team was under pressure.
Yeah, Cover. He himself had 2 cramps and couldn't get rid of them in both calves. So he had to come off in the 78th minute.
That look like in lack of fluid, man.
But coach, for
he
the
said
first
there were
game,
a lot of players. He said there were at least 4 other players on the team who were struggling with injuries who wanted to come off.
But Marlon, somebody in the chat has said Cover has been terrible.
Which game? If they are talking about yesterday game, everybody was terrible. But the first game, he and Anglin, they dominate the midfield along with Daly, right? They play the ball in the ball. He won all the duels in the midfield. So anybody watch that game on Wednesday and say it was terrible. That means they don't know to evaluate football. He and Anglin, both of them are cataract. Both of them in the midfield, and that's where I was impressed with them because they tried to play the ball around. I think Young was a big miss yesterday in the back line. He was very strong in the first game. He and Blake, both of them close. They play very well. Wing was played excellent until he got a yellow card in the first game against Honduras. Is when Cover went off with an injury, muscle cramp. Anglin, Campbell came on as a substitute and went off. So four of them went off. The 4 substitutes went off the field. They were having cramps. So as we know that most of them are in off season, and they didn't have really a warm-up game to go in or anything like that. So, but the Costa Rica game yesterday, the Costa Rica team was hyper for it because they lost the opening game to Guatemala, so they came out yesterday. But Cataract, Archer Hutchinson got caught out yesterday, big time. I think from they saw that free kick score against Honduras, everything was going. All the shots they were kicking were basically going in the air.
So Marlon, from the under 20, and some people never like what I said when we call him a midget. And I said he has good ball skills, and they should seek to try to convert the player to either a CDM or a right back. Because he can carry the ball at his feet, but there is nowhere in the world you're going to have a 5'8" goalkeeper. And a man comes up about Keylor Navas. But Keylor Navas is outstanding. But Keylor Navas is what, 5'11"?
5'11".
All right, we have a call online. Caller, you have to turn on the feed when you're listening because we get an echo. Welcome to the show. You're live. Huh?
Is it any better now?
Yeah, man, it's better now.
Yeah. I think it's unfortunate that we're still in a situation where, in terms of transparency, I'm picking the squad, they can't really fully trust what I might talk about for the season. We can't really trust that the information we're getting true. I think it's also interesting to say, point a coach where at various points they reject Splat, they reject allegedly Whisper, and Dexter at some point. I don't buy in. I can't swear for nobody else, but I don't think Splat would have turned on at all. And that is unfortunate. I think there's more to it than that. I think we need to have greater transparency. And it's not just from the head of the technical committee coming out, because we know them have a template. It's like when, certain secretaries, they just have a template and all they need them change the name and put it out. It feels that way sometimes with the head of the technical committee for the JFF. There's a template what them have in terms of how them word the absence of certain players. And you don't know what the reason is. You don't know if truly behind it is a financial decision, like that the cost too much for to extend yourself for bringing so many players from Europe or whatever. I don't even think Zion Scarlett would have turned on the party yet. And that kind of made me a little bit unsettled because it means that the cultural change we need, it's not happening fast enough. And now I say there are consequences for this now. Because we've seen before in other parts of the senior squad where them come out and say certain players say them now come. And then the players then in fact I remember a show last year where 2 players coach were in their comment section asking the people in the comment section all them not in the squad. And these are senior players, which means that they were not contacted and asked if they wanted to come or not, and obviously they wanted to come. And I've never forgotten that. So you can't trust the JFF on what them say, because if you see nothing with 2 man in a year comment section coach with them name, them original name, and I say, yo, how come we're not in the squad? It's diabolical. And most of them would just come out and say, yo, listen, financially it's not the best option for us. We're on a tight budget and we're not going to call up certain players. Because they give the local players a certain amount of exposure. So here we're going to only limit it to 3 or 4 spots to players from overseas. You get me? So make we know where we are working. Instead of you put it on a player name and say, yo, so we call them up and them say them not come. Because it causes animosity in the team. And if it's not true, it doesn't help to build camaraderie in the team as well. I mean, I want with whichever team it is, under 17, under 20, under 21, or senior, I don't want to go back to that. With Cataract say we have a certain level of camaraderie in the senior team. We want it to continue at all levels. You get me, I say?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear something where, for example, a couple months ago, a former Reggae Boyz player has come out and has said, a coach which is still on the senior team, basically I tell team son as well as some of the other youngsters them allegedly say I blame them for things basically because I was them born. And allegedly I said things to the effect of all them born again from the team on the squad. Like when I think them understand sometimes when them put out in the public how it impacts the team and how it rile up the fans. You get me, I say? So just come out and tell the truth. Tell us what one really want to do. You know, have to go into the minutia of it, give us the exact details. But I have an idea. I don't believe Stan Stall turn on the card. I don't believe that the Lana start turn on the card. My genuine feeling, especially with this coach, is I don't think he wanted them in the squad. And a man to stand up and talk to the person and be a man. So yo, Mati say have certain options that be more comfortable with that I think are better. We can judge whether or not it's true or not. We rate him as a coach. But that's fine. That's just stand up and be a man. You get me, I say? But don't come out and say if it's not the case that we call player X and player Y and them turn down the call.
Remember they signed a no disclosure.
Yo, coach, them money I know. Them, you know what's funny with them money, coach? Them can't get the basic administrative processes right, But in terms of non-disclosure agreement and other things are secretive, them can write great contract to prevent them from being, from people seeing what it is that they are doing behind the scenes, which show where their priority is, which is secrecy. It is not to get to the point where the administrative processes are world class, but them can have world class things in terms of privacy, but not in terms of the administrative processes. And I'm think them really think them priorities they're in the wrong place. Cataract said into the unity in the squad. I hope there really is, because I think we have a great shot at winning the World Cup. Cataract, I think a couple years ago, you did basically applied the unity and said them the united, and then when you said this and that, they happen behind the team. So I really hope we are telling you the truth. So, when Powder one match, I expect to see the unity and I expect to see them run a good ball. So long may that continue, and as long as we are together, there's no team. I don't think there's a team we can beat. I think the last campaign we beat ourselves. So let's keep going and wish the best to the boys. I really hope that what was said is true. I really hope that is true, and it's not a situation where them say Splat say no and a lie, and them say Giant say no and a lie. I really hope we get past that. and non-disclosure agreements are not, them need to have better communicative processes with the public because there's a lot of trust here with us. We know what we believe, and hopefully we'll see better going forward. But good luck to the guys and bless up coach and the panel.
All right, big up yourself, Carla. Solid call.
Big call. Wonderful call. Thorough. Got to agree with much of what he said. Cataract Marlon, could I ask you, hand on heart, could transparency in terms of Jamaica's selection policy, could transparency really work in this current cultural climate where the Jamaica governing body is concerned? I.e., if them say really and truly them not have the money, or the coach not really fancy a certain player, could that work straight hand on heart right now?
Prison boss, remember no, it's not a FIFA tournament, no. Right? So this I think the team is there representing Jamaica, but they go through the Jamaica Olympic Association. So I think the funding will come from the JOA, if I'm correct, coach. Because once CXC game and Pan American games, those are under the Olympic Association. So I think the teams are there representing Jamaica. All the teams are there, the boxers and everybody will go there, right? So I don't think JFF will come and find an excuse and say it's funding. Yes, they will get the players here, but I think there should be understanding between them and the JOA with that. But even when the 22 players were named, I think there are a lot of players still not there out of that 22. So because I remember when the first squad came out, I don't know if you saw his coach that came out in May. Rochester was here, Splat.
Yeah.
Who was there again? There are a few players already that because I was surprised to see George Grant in it because his name was really a part of the squad. So like there at the end there, Brendan Cover was in it as well. As Casanova was the first person I asked about. Casanova and Kirai Anderson. So, Written boss, when we go there, you know, there's always question every squad that names. Question always come around to it. Where this player, where's that player? So I think for the senior team now we can say yes, we have probably the 23 best players we have right now for selection who are fit. So I think the senior team, question we're still asking same way. But this team, there's as Cataract was asking about Sashrel. The team is short because we don't really have an out and out striker there. So
that's a concern if you don't have an out and out striker or a forward or forwards that can put the ball in the back of the net. I must say, just looking at a distance from a distance, that's
sorry,
6-0.
Richard, we have a call online. Caller, go ahead. You have to turn off the device you're listening. Caller.
Yeah,
you have to prep them, you know, prep them before them come on, you know. Caller, you ready now?
Yes, coach. Good night. You hear me now?
Yeah, man. We are here a long
time.
Man.
I'm the guy from Trinidad. From Trinidad who called last night. I think it was last night was the last show.
Yeah, you're the Jamaican from Trinidad.
There's one point. There's one point I want to raise, and I want you also to express this, and all of you who are on the show, to express this point profoundly to a lot of Jamaicans who are discontented, particularly those who play in the local Premier League. Now, I don't know if you all know what's happening at Man City right now. Man City youth program is producing so many good players that the teams, in particularly England national teams, is feeding from that system in the recruitment. Look at Foden and this other young guy. Two other young guy came out of that system. Now, a lot of young English players are coming out of a lot of youth programs. I'm using Man City youth program in particular. The reason why I raise this issue, guys, is because more and more players who have Jamaican heritage are going to join the squad because a lot of players
who are in these youth programs, particularly Man City, are gravitating to the national team and making it harder for those other players who have Jamaican heritage, who would have wanted to play for England first and foremost, not to get in the side. And so with this squad that we have currently, depending on how they perform, they are going to attract a lot more players who are in England that have Jamaican heritage that want to come in the squad. And so what is going to happen, a lot of the players who are playing the local Premier League are going to find themselves getting it harder and harder to make the side. Because a proliferation of those players are going to start to join the squad. Remember, the Mary Grace said that this guy from Leicester asked him to join the squad a while back, and also did Leon Bailey. There are lots more players with Jamaican heritage who are going to join the squad. So I would suggest that those players who are in the local Premier League, who are very good, look for a manager who could align you with a team outside to take you up to that standard. Because we're going to have conversations on this chat where people are discontented because they can't get in the squad and not understanding what is happening in England right now. So I just wanted to highlight that point. So they need to take a look as a player, and I like what Craig Butler is doing. He's moving these players outside of Jamaica to get the exposure so that they can get looking. Because in the next year and a half, watch carefully and see how much more English players that have Jamaican heritage that are going to join the squad. Going to make it a lot more difficult for these local players who are very good, but not good enough with international pedigree as their counterparts in England who are not Jamaican born but have Jamaican heritage and that can play. And if Jamaica want to contest or be a force, let's say in the World Cup, the coach is going to be inclined to look for the best players always, whether they were born in Jamaica or not.
Carla, what a call. You know that on Rich Post Sports a few hours ago, I did a show specifically dealing with this particular issue. It is part of the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead for Jamaica. Currently, this Reggae Boyz team, as you rightfully pointed out, is picked from arguably the finest crop of talent across the Jamaican diaspora. I wanted to know, and personally, I just call a spade, the JPL players, the Trevante Stewarts, the Mario Phillips, the Colin Andersons, all those players plying their trade in the JPL. My advice would be to work. I went on to Unseen's program with his co-presenter, and he said that he believed in a merit system. Get me? A merit system whereby there's a few slots available for the cream of the JPL players to be part of a senior men's Reggae Boyz team. I had to take issue with him, with all due respect. But, caller, I want to know what you make of this. I said, with all due respect, I hear what you're saying, but with all due respect, it's not meritocracy. That's not a meritocracy system. If you're saying the top 3 or 4 players from the JPL should have a place, even if they're looking to learn from the better quality players within the camp, that's not meritocracy. That's almost a quota type system and affair. What you want is for the best to be available, but ultimately, that's where the Coach Jaime comes in terms of making the decision making. If you want strength and depth and you want players who are ready and able to come onto the pitch, then the call is yours. Are these Stewarts, the Andersons, good enough to play their part in any Copa America qualification, World Cup qualification campaign? Caller, what say you? Do you think that there should be a space allocated for some of the best JPL players by way of an incentive? Or is it simply a case of work, and if you're good enough, you will be identified by Coach Jaime, the John Wolves, or they'd be good enough to be called up, and because they're so good, they may matriculate and get moves abroad, as the case may be. But the bottom line is, you've got to be good enough in the eyes of Coach Jaime to fit into his system. What say you?
The longest question ever.
I say, Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You have to play on merit. When I say merit, mean that you have to be good enough to play for the national team. And I'm saying to you, this campaign that Jamaica is playing in the World Cup, depending on how good Jamaica do, they're going to attract more and more European players from the English system who are able to play for Jamaica as a man who can get a passport and have heritage from Jamaica. And it's going to make it a lot more difficult. I watch the JPL, and I say that the standard is still way below even a championship chance standard in England. And I'm saying that there are players in the Premier League who are good, not great, as we have the Antonio and the Mario and so on, that have Jamaica heritage and are going to be attracted to come. As a matter of fact, I would not be surprised if these guys are already having conversation with other players who are in the camp now. So what is going to happen? You see, they say to thyself, be truthful. You have to look at the standard. And if you're trying to build Jamaica as a brand, do you know that, guys, that there are almost 3 million Jamaicans living overseas? 3 million Jamaicans. What is Jamaica population? Almost 3 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 million Jamaicans who are living overseas, along with people who have Jamaican heritage. So let's say it's about 3.5 million. You tell me that if we want to be a force in football and in the World Cup, why wouldn't I select those persons around the world with Jamaican heritage to play for the national team? It says that those persons who are in the local setup right currently, you have to either do better or look for another environment that can move you up to another level, because that is what it's going to be about. It is the same way with track and field, coach. Where does everybody in the Caribbean come to train? Last season in Champs, over 100 foreign students took part in Champs. Why? Because the exposure and the opportunities they get to come to school in Jamaica and take part in Champs is second to none. Champs is the biggest schoolboy track and field in the world. So they come here and they make it very, very hard for KC and JC and those schools to lose, because they are joining in, they are coming from all over the Caribbean and the world and coming to these schools, taking part in Champs and make it more competitive and make it more fair. And it's because of what Jamaica has done in track and field over the years. And it is going to be the same thing with the football now. The further Jamaica go in these championships, they are going to attract more of these players, because these programs, especially in Man City and maybe Chelsea and Man U to a lesser extension, are producing a lot of young players that are getting drafted in the Premier League. So those players who are 28, 29, maybe early 30s, who have Jamaican heritage, who are good, but not wouldn't get a look in, are going to be attracted to our team now. So I am saying, I am putting the Jamaican players in the JPL on notice to take a deep breath and look at what is happening. And you are going to see myself. I born in Jamaica and I can't play, but it is the diaspora that they are drawing from, because we want to win a World Cup at some point, even in my lifetime and yours.
Carla, you have made a fantastic point. I want to just check with Captain Cataract. Cataract, is this the wet dream? Is this the moment that you've been waiting for? Is this the moment you've been waiting? Challenges and opportunities, Cataract. We've been talking about the need to embrace the Jamaican diaspora. But is this the moment we've been waiting for? And the challenges therein, must we brace ourselves, Cataract?
So can I have a question with less than 100 words in it? But I got your drift, and I'm going to answer you, Rich Post Sports.
Thank you.
To say to the caller, coach.
Somebody knock him back there.
Help the brother. Draw for local water. You have nothing by your side, Cataract. Look at it there. Hello.
Coach. The caller, you kill me. The caller, all me sit down here and think is, you caller say you have 3 million Jamaicans outside of Jamaica, but I think it's 2,999,000. There's one in Trinidad that we have to get. Test we have to see. You have to send in your grandfather birth certificate and everything. Caller the man some more Trinidad and Trinity. But here, He is 100% correct. And I don't think we are at there yet because there's some residual things there. But I believe that what we saw is, barring on the fringe of things, the best 23 players selected to represent Jamaica. So you could argue with one or two at the fringe, but you can't argue with the core of the squad. And this is what we have been asking for since I met you 2 years ago on coach's desk. And we have never stopped saying
it with JD.
Right? We've never stopped saying it. Coach has been one of those who has been consistent in saying it's the best 23 and the best 11 take the field. And I think what we saw against the USA and Trinidad, I heard people decrying the performance of the Reggae Boyz against the USA, but I tell you, as a person who was in that stadium in section 231 amongst the yardman, singing redemption songs, singing Three Little Birds, we performed as a team who is an away team in a cauldron. We soaked up the pressure and we were just 2 minutes short.
Respect.
Right? But against Trinidad, we whapped them and zapped them, but we didn't whap them enough. And I look forward to see how we're going to perform against the Cane Boys. Is it going to be a cane bump? You ever get beaten with cane bump yet? But you are correct. There are players coming. There are players coming. And I know I called an earlier coach call and try for draw my tongue. Nah, tell you no. But I think that what we are seeing is a difference. Rich Poe, I want to say this to you because I thought about you when I saw this. In St. Louis against Trinidad, and I don't know if the television picked it up, Marlon and coach, there were about 30 West Ham fans sitting in seats that cost about, well, see, me are sitting there now. We never book feet about, we just run with some people and the ultras went to the touchline. Those seats were going for about $499 up to $1,000 because those are right at the pitch side. And there were about 30 West Ham fans and they were there to cheer Mikel Antonio and by extension, Jamaica. There were about 4 Everton fans in the seats that cost about $200 or so, right at the front again. And they were there to cheer Demarai Gray. As a matter of fact, when the game finished, Demarai Gray came and jumped over the into the stands and signed their shirts for them. And here's the thing, coach. The Everton players and also some of the West Ham players, Mikel Antonio signed theirs before the match. But they had to sign 2 shirts. They had to sign the Jamaica shirt and the West Ham shirt, or the Jamaica shirt and the Everton shirt. So I believe that if these are the right players coming, and Jamaica's football has turned the corner and is receiving international attention. I will stop by saying, Rich Poe, if you could just confirm what I thought I saw was that when Demarai Gray officially switched allegiance, that it was on the back pages of some of the top tabloids, and it was a story in every single, from the Telegraph, the Mail, the Guardian, the Times, the Sun, the Mirror, Sky Sports. Everyone had a full article on Demarai Gray switching allegiance.
Yes.
Can you confirm and can you tell us what that means to see English fans coming to support Jamaica?
Anyways, Rich Poe, before you answer, Carl, I have any final words you want to share because we're gonna be closing. Before I go on, gentlemen, I'm saying that. Do you know that one of Arsenal's kit in the Jamaican colors? Do you know there's a big Jamaican diaspora and support in England?
Yes, that's right.
The more English-based players who have Jamaican heritage get into the Jamaican setup
is the better it is going to be for our brand as a footballing country, not as a country on the whole, a footballing country. And more players are going to see that an option for them to play international football because they have Jamaica as an option now. And we are going to be able to challenge the likes of England and Germany. I am going way beyond World Cup. I'm looking at challenging the big countries. And if it means that we have to go into the diaspora, then so be it. So I'm saying, no disrespect to the local players. Step up on the game. Look for contracts outside, because if the JPL, no disrespect to the league, it is good from a Caribbean perspective, but from a world-class perspective, listen to Craig Butler, it is not good enough. You're going to have to try your trade elsewhere if you want to get into this setup, because this is the direction I suspect they are going. Good night.
All right, big up yourself. Rich Poor, final
Respect,
words.
Carlo.
Closing off the show right now. I shouldn't be on so long. I'm not 100%, but given the benefit I do.
Hey, full respect, CD. We appreciate health being absolutely vital. Look here, we're on the cusp of something special. It's a game-by-game situation. St. Kitts and Nevis, I must say, Cataract got a little bit of a beating for predicting that Jamaica should give the Soca Boy Warriors a few games ago 6 or 7. St. Kitts and Nevis, I am looking at Jamaica licking their lips in anticipation of potentially finishing top of Group A in this Gold Cup competition. St. Kitts and Nevis may be in for that hallowed 6 or 7, potentially. Jamaica were profligate against the Soca Warriors. There were chances, as Cataract rightly said, that were easier to score than miss. Maybe the Jamaican players actually had an eye-opening experience and found that, wait a minute, we are actually way better than our rivals. We may be better as a team and further ahead of the curve than we actually thought. There were gilt-edged opportunities against the Soca Warriors. I'm looking for those chances by the likes of Leon Bailey and Bobby Cordova-Reid, if they play, to be converted. If we have anywhere near our A-strength team out, this is a great opportunity to not only top the group, because the Americans have a challenging game against Trinidad and Tobago, but this can set the Reggae Boyz up for a deep run in good form, in clinical form. It will take organization, confidence, and clinicalness to try to lift this particular Gold Cup. I still think Mexico are the favorites, but one game at a time, and that midfield will have to be prepared for harder battles ahead, but they're in good spirits. May they do well here on in. Thank you.
All right. Devon Porter, you're just coming on. You have about a minute before we close off the show. What do you have to contribute?
Yes, Coach. Yes, good night. Just to add a little bit what this caller from Trinidad, he says he's Jamaican Trini. He's absolutely correct, because as we speak, there are dialogues going on with top players who have shown interest in representing Jamaica. And the team is only going to get better. And here is one of the things I vow before I depart this planet, is to help Jamaica to build a world-class team to compete on the world stage. We're looking past CONCACAF. We're looking at greater things, and the players are out there. The local base players, there's still quality players there, but I always reiterate that there is not finished products. As the caller said, they need to step out of their boundaries, get into another environment, and get some tutelage. And I think that's where the clubs need to start pushing to get the players out of Jamaica. In terms of the game tomorrow, I'm not looking for Jamaica to score 12 goals. I'm looking for Jamaica to just win the game, get to the next round. I don't care who we face. I don't care who we face. If this team is clicking after this Trinidad game, we are gonna be a force to reckon with, and it's not easy to break this team down the way I see this team look. You know, the way the coach have them playing. I mean, everybody is in sync. You know, the vibe in the camp is right, and I think it's just sky's the limit for this team.
All right, Sir Porter. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Big up yourself. Really appreciate you coming out to stay with us on the live. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well, and I said I was gonna do 1 hour, but we gone like nearly hour and a half over. But you know, we do it for the people. They have been, you know, the callers that came in, the people in the comment section. Big up on yourself.
Get
you know
better, coach. Drink some coconut water, eh?
Yeah, man. We soon get
Yeah,
all
man.
of that. Yeah, man. So bless
Get
up
well soon,
everybody.
CB.
It's another weekend triple treat. Second night, tomorrow night will be the game. And we look forward to some explosion on the coach's desk show. We look forward to see that this Jamaica team advance to the next round of the competition in fine style. All right, so people, big up yourself. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe. Until next time, peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.